Hi, I'm Laura, and welcome back to my channel, The Woken Mind. In this video, I'm going to talk about how the process of forgiveness can help heal our feminine energy and allow us to achieve deeper levels of embodiment of the divine feminine. If you're new to my channel, I want to quickly explain that my belief is that both masculine and feminine energy is within each of us, whether we're a man or a woman. So today, I will speak from the perspective of a woman who's predominantly feminine, but keep in mind that if you are a man, you can listen to this video and apply it to your own feminine energy and your own inner world. Personally, when I do forgiveness work, I do not like to sugarcoat. I dive deep into the uncomfortable layers of this process. For me, I've always explored anger and resentment through writing, and then turning my writing into art through songs or poetry. I'm a fiery Sagittarius rising, and when you mix that with my Leo sun, I have a lot of rage in me. I really came into this world hating the patriarchy and not trusting masculine energy. So my entire life has been a process of healing this and finding peace within myself. I have songs that I've written about men when I was only 14 years old that I'll probably never share with the public because the rage is even overwhelming for me to revisit. But I believe that it was my process of really owning my anger and not projecting it onto men that allowed me to heal faster. So this brings me to my first tip for forgiveness work. Feel your resentment, rage, and anger and own it. I'm not saying that you have to turn it into a song, but claim it some way. Make a statement out loud, scream at the top of your lungs, write about how you're feeling, and do this for you, not for the person, people, or systems that you felt did you wrong. Do it so that your dark feminine can be seen, witnessed, and appreciated. If you're familiar with archetypes, this is that Lilith energy that throughout history has been so feared by the masculine. And it's feared because it's powerful. But what's important to note so that you don't accrue more karma is that we should use this rage for transmutation and empowerment rather than to hurt, intimidate, or shame another person. This is why finding a healthy way to express the anger on your own by yourself is so helpful, because once you've honored it and seen it yourself, you don't need to force it upon another person. Next, I want to talk about boundaries and the pause. When someone does something to trigger you or hurt you, your feminine energy will need space and time to reflect and heal. This is why I really advocate for a pause. Distorted feminine energy will want to jump right in, unleash, and rip the other person apart, while healthy feminine energy will retreat and self-reflect to process. It's during this pause to process where you can use the techniques I discussed earlier to witness and honor your anger. Sometimes you may need to talk to someone you trust so that you can tell your side of the story without any interference from the other party. Sometimes you just have to indulge in your own ego for a little and place all the blame on the other person, but eventually you want to get to a centered place where you can move into responsibility. I want to be clear that taking responsibility does not mean making excuses for the other person. It doesn't mean going into your wounded feminine energy and blaming yourself for everything that happened either, or wondering what you could have done to avoid the conflict. If you do go there, be patient with yourself and understand that this is wounded, people-pleasing energy. I like to encourage people who struggle with getting stuck in their wounded feminine to play with their dark feminine Lilith energy a little more. Don't be afraid of her. Don't be afraid of feeling rage. Rage is only an issue when you act on it and use it to hurt another person, or you hold onto it and allow it to slowly eat away at you. You want to feel it fully and then let it go. Even when you let it go, just know it might come back, and that's okay. Welcome it in again, see it, and release it again. Just keep doing this until it's really gone. I'm not talking about when your mind wants it to be gone because it's judging it and telling you should be healed already. I'm talking about when you authentically cannot feel it anymore. That's when you know that you're truly ready for forgiveness. But before you can really forgive, you do have to understand why the situation was brought into your reality. What was the lesson? Because everything is working for us. So why did your higher self call that conflict into your life? Is it because you let someone in who really shouldn't be in your life, or you stayed in an environment that you need to leave, or are you holding on to someone or an environment and you need to let go of it because they're pulling you into old patterns? Or is it because this person was highlighting something within you that you weren't quite ready to see yourself, so your ego got upset? Once you figure this out, you also want to come up with a plan for how you can avoid this conflict in the future. Now that you've felt the anger, owned it, distanced yourself from the situation, and made sense of what purpose it served, you need to forgive yourself first. You need to forgive yourself for any ways that you acted out of your own distortions or wounds during this process. We aren't perfect. Life is all about learning as we go. Sometimes we can overreact in the moment or put ourselves in situations or relationships or environments that aren't good for us. Offer yourself understanding and compassion and even gratitude for going through this lesson that will help you grow, and then extend that offering to the other person or people involved. From the perspective of our higher selves, everyone is just a player in our story of oneness. We are all one, and we separated into individual expressions of consciousness to expand and to grow, which means that anyone who triggers you is actually you in a way. They are a reflection of you that you manifested in order to learn a specific lesson that would help your soul grow and evolve. It just came in a very frustrating and uncomfortable package, but often that's exactly what your ego needs to make a shift in consciousness. And the more comfortable we get with the uncomfortable, the more we can embody divine feminine energy, because she is the energy of evolution. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I'm sending you lots of love.